Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Bucs Report post-game show. Buccaneers versus the Saints. The game has just ended. The Bucs are victorious, 20-10, led by a very stout Buccaneer defense that kind of reminds me of the 2002 Bucs defense that led us to our first Super Bowl. Very proud of the defensive effort and the fight we had. Literally, the fight we had after the fight to show basically take up for our quarterback and show him some heart. Very good offensive output after that. So, welcome to Bucs Report. Please like, share, subscribe, and sit back and enjoy. Grab you a nice cold beverage like I have. Let's talk some football and drink some beer. It is Bucs Post Report. Glad to have you aboard. Johnny will be here momentarily. So, a lot to unpack in this game. The fight, Evans basically just being a grown-ass man and putting Lattimore on his ass for taunting and being the Saints. We had some struggles today. We're going to talk about the injuries we had. We had Akeem Nicks that went down with a foot injury. We had Josh Wells. I think it was a calf injury, I believe. I could be mistaken. You can correct me in the comments on that. And we had, of course, Evans got thrown out. But all in all, we are like the walking wounded out here, and we put up a lot of heart and a lot of spirit, and that's what championship football teams do. We do not quit and we do not lay down. So, the offensive line, in my opinion, still, once we get healthy, we got to start doing a better job protecting Brady, of course, but we also got to start doing a better job when we play these top-tier teams with their top-tier defensive line. We got to start running the ball better. You can't win ball games by throwing 75, 60, or 79 to 75% of the game. You got to have a perfect balance, or at least a close balance. So, with Fournette going down, I mean not Fournette, with Donovan Smith being out and Josh Wells going down today, you could tell that definitely hurt our run game. But you got to give the Saints credit. They got a very stout offense or defensive line. But hell, man, what a game. What a defensive performance. 2 weeks in a row, we kept the Cowboys to just 3 points. We kept the Saints down to just 10. And the turnovers, the pick six, the interception by Jamel Dean in the Saints end zone. This defense is for real, guys. We probably are the best defense in the NFL. I feel like we're better than the Saints. I mean, the Saints defense. We're better than the Chargers. We're better than the Ravens, better than the Steelers. I feel like right now we are the best defense in football. So we just keep on building off of this. If we can get some guys healthy, there's good things ahead of us. Hey, Johnny, what you doing, man? What's
Trying
up?
to figure out why we have 0 views right now.
Was the notification on YouTube?
Yeah.
Man, well, the game just ended, so it may take just a little bit. So, what is your takeaways from today's ball game?
That fight changed the whole outlook of the game. I think that we probably would have lost if it hadn't been for that fight.
Mm-hmm. The way we...
It wasn't looking really good for us. It wasn't looking good for them either. Our defense played great all game.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on a second.
Well, while Johnny fixes techno issues, there's
All right,
Johnny
man.
back. We should, man, can you just imagine if we can get healthy on the offensive line? We can get some of them back.
Right?
Sky's potential right now.
Did I share? Oh man, I'm having issues here. I don't want to be like last night. You take it for a minute. Let me go check stuff.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Okay, so while Johnny fixes his techno issues, anybody out there watching, send some comments here and your thoughts on the game. My thoughts of the game is just the defense. I mean, the defense has pretty much won us back-to-back games on. I mean, if you think about it, Jameis Winston, he is a good quarterback. Is he elite? No. But the way we handled ourselves against Dak Prescott, he is a top tier, top 10, top borderline top 7 quarterback, and we made him look silly last week. So I want to hear love to hear your thoughts on the defense, because defense is carrying this team right now until we can get healthy on the offensive line of the ball. And we was out Julio Jones, we were out Godwin, Donovan Smith, Josh Wells, and we still got the job done. You got to win ugly, and the last 2 games we've kind of won ugly on the offensive side, and it's only going to get better once we get healthy. But yeah, that fight was something else. I mean, it's kind of typical Saints, stop Brady and then late third quarter, fourth quarter, start maybe doing gestures to get in his head a little bit. And it was nice to see Fournette and Evans stick up for Brady and basically just tell him to piss off. So it was nice to see that. I'm a little concerned over the NFL. I mean, you never know with the NFL and Roger Goodell if Evans might be suspended next week. I've seen worse fights and players not get suspended, but this is today's NFL, so you never know. But we really need Evans next week.
It's likely to happen, but if it is, it won't be just Evans. It'll be Lattimore and Evans. That was pretty egregious. It's going to be all over the highlight reels this week. So that's probably going to be the discussion of the week is how long are they going to be suspended?
Yeah, we need them. I mean, how we're beat up right now, especially if Julio's out next week. We still got Russell Gage nursing a hamstring injury. And Godwin's still going to be out. I think, in my opinion, Godwin's still going to be out for like 2 more weeks. He's not coming back anytime soon. And then offensive lineman. We need Alex. Hey, buddy, if you're watching, is there any chance you can come out of retirement and try out for the Buccaneers? That'd be great. We need a little help.
That's Alec, not Alex.
Oh, Alec. Okay. Sorry.
Alec's busy in the Navy. Alec is busy in the Navy. It's hard to say.
I was talking about Alex, the Michigan fan. Mary, he said he played offensive line in high school. Maybe he needs to come out of retirement.
He could play offensive line. He ain't but 22 years old or 20 years old, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not having a good day here right at the moment. Hey, as you guys know, I picked the Bucs to lose last week. I picked with my heart over my head today, and I picked the Bucs. And looky here, I guess I'll just have to go with my heart from now on because if I go with my head, they lose.
We finally beat them in a regular season game. No more the Brady is winless against the Saints in the regular season. It is all over. Done. Out. Get out of here.
He needs to stay a couple more years so he can beat that record, though.
Well,
4-1 now, so
it kind of depends on his wife right now.
Yeah, whatever. He's already sleeping on the couch.
Right. He looks like he's lost some weight though. He doesn't look very healthy.
Well, you can't blame it on her cooking. Hey, Steve, what's up?
Oh, boys! How was that?
That was awesome.
You're echoing a lot, Steve.
Needed that. I got the victory. Goggles on.
Hold on a minute. You're echoing a little bit there. Can you talk and try to get rid of that echo?
I don't know how.
Hey, Slick.
Why'd you start that fight, mate? Slick?
Cheers.
Slick started that fight. See his number.
Oh yeah.
he got ejected.
Woo! Celebrate. We celebrate, boys. We celebrate. Now that was needed.
Oh yeah. It's just mentally wise. Now we don't have to hear the shit that we can't beat the Saints in the regular season. That is fine.
I reckon there's gonna be some cheaters.
Haven't we lost 7 straight against the Saints? I think they say it dated back to 2019 or something. 2018 that we have lost 7 straight against the Saints.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a while.
Finally beat them in New Orleans. That was needed.
It's not hard. It's not easy to beat a team that's built to play against your team.
Right. Exactly.
Am I echoing now? Yeah, I am. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's causing it, to be honest. I need to get
It's the echo of excitement.
Can I say something? Can I say something to Saints fans?
Pick a fight with somebody else next time.
No, no, no. I got a special message just for you Saints fans if you're watching. Hey Saints fans, how's that W? Are you eating it right now? I bet it's delicious.
How many interceptions did Jameis throw and a pick
I think
six?
he had I think 3 and a pick 6 and a fumble.
He was having flashbacks to them Buccaneer colors, I guess.
I
Man.
know, right? Eating that W. Yeah. And Sean, hey Sean Payton, you still got a little something on your face here, kissing their ass this morning. You might want to wipe that off before you go back on TV.
I've already sent him a little package, little something from Uncle Slick. It's a nice roasted crow.
And a package.
That was a game to watch. You know, the only thing I can say about it was insane.
It
really was. It was just there was so much going on.
The first half was frustrating. I mean, it's just defensive
Why did you not
struggle.
Take
This game in the first half, really and truly, and Johnny probably agree with me on this. This game reminded me of games from the 70s and 80s. It was this hard, smash mouth defense fights. It was a true rival from the freaking 70s and 80s.
To me, that's the best rivalry the Bucs have ever. This is the best rivalry the Bucs have ever had.
Coach Ball said it's not even a rivalry at this point because we lost 7 straight. Now we're talking.
Now it's a rivalry.
Oh,
Once that fight broke out on the field, that became a rivalry. That's like the Steelers and Ravens now.
Okay, so
if we can keep it up, if we can keep up the pressure.
To consider that the Buccaneers won that game, I'm waiting for my echo to finish every time I'm saying, so I'm not pausing for dramatics. I can hear my own echo, and it's irritating the shit out of me. And I know it's irritating Johnny because Johnny's heard my voice way too much this week.
Yeah, but you're so much more
right. But thinking about it, we were in that game all the way to the end, and it was just we broke away, and it became like we became the Saints. Like we traded places with them as fans, because usually it's us on the outside trying to knock on that door.
This defense, Slick, remind me a lot of our championship defense back in 2002. I mean, just never give up. Yes, and timely turnovers and punch you in the mouth and ask you to get up so you can basically get your ass up so we can punch you again. This defense showed a lot of grit and an attitude. So
I don't know who played left tackle in the end because I can't remember the name off the top of my head, and I do apologize to whoever you are, but dude, you did a job. I know you probably had help.
Two tight ends and a running back.
It doesn't matter to go up against someone like a Cam Jordan or a Davenport. That's
Tristan Wirth also helped out. I came across a couple of plays where he was actually on that side.
Mm-hmm.
Tristan went wherever Cam Jordan was at. That's why you didn't hear a lot of Cam Jordan today.
And this is why Tristan Wirth is one of the best tackles in football. Period.
Yeah, that was strange to see that because he's already said that. I mean, I play whatever I have to play, but I prefer being where I'm at. You know what I mean?
I got another offensive lineman that was unsung hero here, Shaq Mason. He played good today.
Levante David played good today.
I think that defense was the team.
I mean, even Devin White. You got to give Devin White credit here. He played well.
You got to ride that pony, baby. You got to ride that pony.
And Davis. Let's don't leave Davis out.
You know what? I'm not going to leave Davis out because one mistake isn't his game.
No.
He knew what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even count that mistake because he had so many great plays out there that it don't matter.
And one more, Winfield. I mean, solid. I mean, he's just solid. That's all it is for the man. He just gets the job done.
All right, boys. I'm going to get out of here real quick because I know you've got a show and it's not my show. So I'm just going to pop in real nice and say hello to everyone. And I do apologize for the echo, and I will be gone very soon. And my echo.
You don't have to leave so soon, man.
Yeah, man. You can stay on.
You can stay.
Nah, I've got a wife, and we want to watch TV together and do wife and husband stuff.
Mommy, daddy stuff.
The kids are asleep, but probably not.
He's
more upset that Mike Evans didn't get a lot of fantasy points.
Hey, Slick, I'm about to say, why don't you just
You
pull
need
a
to get me
Brady?
more wine for that.
Get the wine, break the wine out. You heard her.
Slick, man, just pull a Brady.
What, just get out of here?
No, I'm just saying, spend more time with the boys here and get
Marty,
to the
Oh,
Marty,
work.
man,
Marty,
you
Marty,
know I always
Marty,
spend
Marty.
time with you, but I always wait till
You
these
can tell
guys are
you're
on
not
Christmas
married,
and then
dude.
we get going. So there's a show coming later on. Slick and the Dude will be putting some stuff on. Shades will be there. I just want to say to you guys, thanks for having me on, and
Thanks for coming on, bud.
go Bucks, baby, go Bucks.
That's
Bucks on me,
right.
Bucks on free. 1, 2, 3, Bucks.
Bucks. We need to work on that. There was a lag on all three sides.
Winfield had 6 total tackles, 1 assist, a sack, and that was it.
I mean,
That
still
was pretty
solid
good.
though.
Oh, that
I
was great.
mean, I didn't see him get beat.
See if I can bring up the Buccaneers stats for the day. 6 sacks, 3 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, 3 forced fumbles, a touchdown, 31 yards returned, 10 points allowed, 308 yards.
I mean, the last 2 weeks, we got it right now. In my opinion, we're the best defense in football.
As of right now,
I
I
mean,
think we are.
depends on how the Chargers play, but right now I
Actually, it
think we're
depends right now on how Bills play.
true. I
Can't
kind of
forget
forgot about the Bills.
they were the one overall defense last year, so
Mm-hmm.
don't count them out. Especially the way they played the first game of the year, man.
Oh yeah. So, takeaways from the game. I want to ask you, Johnny. I was in chat too. Please, if you're watching this, join us on the show. We encourage it. Like 3 positive players, or 2 positive player, or maybe a positive player and 1 that kind of disappointed today. Please let us know. Give us your opinion of the ball game.
I
Love to
wasn't
hear from it.
really disappointed in any player. I mean, I know people. All right, Scotty Dillon, I guess, would be the disappointment of the day because of the potential that they keep seeing in him, and what
Yeah.
we keep seeing on the field is a mile of difference there.
Mine actually would be Cameron Brate if I can't go Scotty.
Well,
Cause
another
I
fight. I
saw,
think the fights are breaking out today. San Francisco
cause,
Seattle fight.
damn, because there was a few times that Cameron Brate kind of got beat, but he's not known for a blocking tight end. So mine's Cameron Brate. I mean, Cameron Brate used to be that dude that gets open, good receiving tight end, and right now the last 2 games I just haven't seen it. And I guess another player I want to throw in on there is Kyle Rudolph. Dude, where the hell are you at? You're inactive every week. I mean, if you're getting beat out by rookie tight ends that can block.
Well, there's something up with Rudolph. Maybe he just hasn't caught up with the playbook. It's only his second game of the season, man. It took Gronk 8 games last year. It took Brady, 8 games his first year, and Brady took 8 games to get up to speed with the playbook. So Kyle Rudolph's not Brady or Gronk. And I
True.
think that also is where you're putting too much pressure on Cameron Brate. That he was great last year and the year before, but everybody was paying attention to him.
Yeah. Do you
Okay.
think maybe because of Gronk retiring that maybe this offensive scheme now has kind of went away from the tight ends, more blocking tight ends,
Well,
and just
no,
doesn't
no, no.
focus on it?
No. If we get a healthy O line back, you won't see the tight ends blocking as much. It'll
Okay.
go back to one tight end blocking, one running back chipping, and that like it always has been. But right
Mhm.
now, dude, we're depleted. People, you might look at that game and say, "Oh man, we're great." That's a B team out there. That's
Yeah.
our B team out there. That's not our number
And
one team.
sometimes C team. We had
Yeah, well,
a
we're on the third. We're on the third left tackle now.
that has not played a single snap in the NFL. He was
Right.
on the practice squad and still held his own.
So this was a big game. This was a big win.
Oh
This
yeah,
was,
it
this
was
was
an
a
ugly
huge win
win.
for us.
It's kind of an ugly win, but right now how we're beat up, this was huge.
I don't even think it was an ugly win. I thought it was the most beautiful win I've ever seen, dude.
Well, with today's society,
Sure.
people wants to see a high scoring
I
shootout.
don't care about all that
We
glamour shit. I
we
want football. I
yeah,
want football. I want down bloody football.
you got it today. If you like old
Absolutely.
school football, this was classic old school football.
Now I get where you're going. We got 19 points put up last week. We would put up 20 points to win this week. The
Hmm.
offense isn't last year's offense. No, it's not.
No,
And
and
that
a
we
lot of
didn't
it.
want it to be. Remember, preseason we wanted to run the ball more. We wanted to play
Hmm.
defense more. That's what you're seeing.
And we had the attempts of running the ball. We're depleted on the offensive line. I mean, what Fournette could get today was that's it. I mean, until we get healthy, you're not going to see
Most
when you
one
play
after that
when you
first
play
half.
against a stout defensive line like the Saints. You're not going to see freaking Fournette run 130, 140 yards rushing and shit like that.
Oh no, but he did get 65 yards rushing and two catches for 9 yards. You know, two, three,
I mean, I
four
mean
and a half
that's
yard
right
catches.
now. Right now, that's a win to me. Until we can start getting some of our offensive linemen healthy, and hopefully we'll have Donovan Smith back next week. And we'll see what Josh Wells. I think he had a calf injury, so we'll see if he's coming back or not. When he's coming back.
I think Trey Lance went out of the game injured.
Trey Lance.
Yeah, I think that's what
Dang,
I think that's
I
what that
lit
fight was about.
I literally benched in one of my leagues. I literally benched Brady to put in Trey Lance.
I
Hey,
started I started Trey today too.
I wonder if that bridge that Notre Dame fans have to jump off. I wonder if it's still available right now. I feel so stupid benching
Let me
Brady.
give an update here. San Francisco 6-0 over Seattle. Houston and Denver still no points. No points in the Arizona Las Vegas game. Uh, Los Angeles Rams are up 7-0 on Atlanta. Dallas is up 7-0 over Cincy right now.
Wow, there's a
How that happened?
surprise.
That's I can't. I got. Let me put my scoreboard on.
Hey Johnny,
Yeah, but
is it time for a rant about the Saints? Is it time to give the
I
Saints a
rant. I
message?
rant when I'm angry. I'm happy, man. I can't rant.
You don't want to talk a little smack about the Saints and their fan or their team and their fan base bragging and talking shit about we can't beat them in the regular season.
How about them Lions?
They won today, right?
36-27.
Nice.
The Dolphins came back and beat the Ravens 42-38. What a high scoring game that was.
Dang. I
And
had the
people say
Ravens
there's
winning that
no
game.
offense there. People
Whoo!
people say they have no offense up there.
Maybe Miami is for real this year. I mean, I had Miami actually getting the last wild card spot, so
The Ravens had that game locked up, then took their foot off the pedal.
I mean that happens. You play prevents defense. You let the opponent back in the game, and once they're
It
hanging
was a
around,
pretty tight game after the half, and then the Ravens got up by a couple scores, but then uh, since Miami came back, so
so what's the one game today was a big surprise on scoreboard in your opinion?
surprise. I can't say a surprise because I picked all these games.
What about didn't the Colts get beat today?
Yeah, but I picked the Jags. That's not a surprise.
I had the Colts. I didn't think the Jags was really that legit yet, and I had
Dude,
the
no, no, no. That's go back. Look at that series. The Colts always, and I don't care. Steven will come in here and say, "Oh, that's the past. That's the past counts because you base your future on your past."
mhm
And what do we base our picks on? How they performed in the past,
mhm.
right? So if you're basing it on what happened, seven straight, it's 8 straight wins now for the Jags over the Colts.
So let me ask you this then: what do you think the panic level is right now in Indianapolis? You got Matt Ryan, you got Taylor.
I
You're
don't think there's a panic. I don't think any team's panicking yet.
you're 0 and 1 and they got a tie, right? They tied with the Texans. You're
Yep.
0 and 1 and 1. Honestly, on paper, you should be 2 and 0.
They should be panicking about their defense right now because that game was 24-0.
Mhm. And last year the Colts defense was actually solid. Not elite or anything, but it was solid. And you letting the Texans and Jaguars put a lot of points on you.
I will. I guess my shocking game of the day was the Patriots beating the Steelers.
See, I had the
Last week.
Steelers winning that game.
I did too. Everybody did. We all picked Steelers.
Mm-hmm. You
And
can't kill. I mean, you can't count against Bill Belichick. I mean, he's like the freaking Darth Vader in the NFL. He finds a way to win somehow.
Giants won 19-16.
I think I had the Giants winning that game.
Yeah, I did
Giants
too.
2-0. Hey, Giants fans, congratulations,
You're
2-0.
2-0, guys.
Congrats. And hey, Johnny, remember a few weeks ago when we was gonna have a skit about teams that could win the division?
Yep, the Giants.
I picked the Giants.
Yep.
I'm just want to let everybody know ahead of time. I called that out a long time ago. Just saying. Now watch them lose 9, 10 in a row now, and I look like a jackass when people rewatch
If
this.
they play the Eagles 9 times, they'll lose 9 out of 10.
Right. So, thoughts? You still want some thoughts on this game, or maybe thoughts against next week on your buddy Aaron Rodgers?
Well, why's you got to be my buddy?
That's your buddy. You have some of the coolest rants about your buddy Aaron Rodgers. You even have a little thing on your show when he starts talking shit. Is like your catchphrase, "Shut the fuck up."
No, I think the Packers are going to recover and win this game today.
And who are they playing against again?
I have no friggin' clue. Let me look. Over the Bears. Come on, Aaron Rodgers has property in Chicago, dude.
Was that last season? He beat the Bears, and when he got scored a touchdown, like a rushing touchdown, he's like, "I own you." Was that the Bears? He said that.
He said, "I own you still."
Yeah. Okay. But can you imagine Packers Nation if they lose to the Bears today? Can you just, I know it's probably not going to happen. Could you just imagine that?
There's an upset. I didn't see that one. Jets beat the Browns.
Really? I had the Browns winning that game.
Yep.
See how great we are, people? Look how great we are in our picks. Look our football knowledge. Man.
Well, 3-3.
They got beat by Joe Flacco. Man, kind of sucks being a Browns fan right now.
I hate it when people say Joe Flacco like that. Yeah, his career's over with, pretty much done, right? But the peak of his career, he was nobody better.
Yeah, I mean, he
beat Manning. He beat Manning. He beat Brady. He beat everybody in the playoffs, man.
Rivers beat Phillip Rivers. Yeah.
That I get why people do it now, but you got to remember what Flacco used to be, man.
When does the Packers play?
I'm trying to find that actually. Late. Oh, they're the last game tonight.
Oh, Sunday night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like to kind of watch that game and get thoughts on.
I'm 4-3 right now. I don't like that.
I don't know what I am. Let me look at I have it in my notes. Let me see what I've done here.
Hey, Teresa, you want to join us?
Yeah, let's talk about the Ravens.
I'll drop the link in here for you, Teresa.
Yeah, let's talk about the Ravens. This should be interesting. Okay, so I had the Chiefs winning, Steelers lost, Giants won, so that's 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, 3-4, 4-4. So I'm 4-4 right now. And you are what? What's your record, Johnny?
We're supposed to be keeping this for our show, but I'm 4-3 right now.
I am not doing well.
That Jets one was by 1 point, man. Another 1 point game.
Barn burner.
31-30. It was a barn burner.
Now, I will say one thing. I'm going to give credit on credit is due if this is legit. And Johnny, I don't know if you'll agree on this. If this is legit about Jameis Winston playing today with 4 ruptured discs in his back, I got to give you props for actually hanging in the entire game, taking these hits. I can only imagine with someone that has a neck problem and a lower back problem, I can only imagine it sucked today being out there in that football field with 4 ruptured discs. So, I mean, showing some toughness, I got to give you props on that. But by the end of the day, you're still Jameis Winston. And Saints fans, welcome to Jameis Bakery. I hope you like them turnovers today because you want to see a lot more of them. As a Bucs fan, me and Johnny, we know about the freaking turnovers.
That was the worst game Jameis has had since he's been with the Saints. I think we had a lot to do with that.
I mean, he didn't look that great against the Falcons until after he got hurt and stepped out for a play and came back in. But a lot of that was Atlanta kind of choking away as well. It wasn't the entire Saints. It wasn't all the Saints making a big rally and a comeback. That was also Atlanta being Atlanta. And Anthony, if you're watching this, sorry. It's just what it is. He's gonna be sending me a message here and saying like, "Hey, can I talk about my Falcons? How about your Irish doing? How's the Notre Dame doing?"
Okay. Yeah. What have I got running here? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Oh,
You're
okay.
fine.
I'm getting echo out of you.
Oh crap! Not again.
Here we go. It's all right. I ignore it. I can do it with it. What was the question?
God, I don't know. We ramble. We talked about takeaways or talking about next week against the Packers, or maybe say if you got a message to the Saints.
I'll tell you what. If the Packers come at us like they did in their first game of the season, I don't. They can go get people off the street to be offensive linemen. We'll take them out
Mm-hmm.
as long as we have that defense there.
Yeah, that defense. I think it's gonna make a very long day for Mr. Rogers next week.
Teresa, what are you replying about?
Are we talking about Jameis or we talking about Aaron Rodgers? Well, who are we talking about here?
Right, Alec, you're not showing up, dude. Or I'd add you in here. Okay, Winston. Yeah,
Oh, Winston. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, Winston didn't look that great last week. I mean, it wasn't flashy or nothing. Then it seems like, and this is my opinion, Johnny, you can correct me on this. It seems like when they keep Winston on a leash, like they did last week, he can manage the game and get a win. I mean, a lot of that was Atlanta kind of choking, but it's like when Winston is free to be Winston, that's when he still makes his mistakes. When he was with Tampa, it was like just go out there be that gunslinger. He is still he he's not a gunslinger. He needs to be just like game manager.
well,
That's the
actually,
only
he
way
is a gunslinger. He is the proverbial definition of a gunslinger, dude.
Yeah, he is,
He
but he
come
still
out shooting.
makes.
And well, I hold on. I'm going to have to defend Jameis here a little bit, man.
But he still makes
He
those.
makes mistakes. Yes,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
a lot of his mistakes there were on some of those players that weren't catching the ball.
Yeah, there was two of them. I think it was in the first half when he just unloaded,
That pick
and
six was all on him, though. That
mm-hmm.
was like
and
you
that
got to spot your
one,
safety.
and then that one in the end zone, Jamel Dean. That was just Jamel Dean being a grown ass man and just taking that ball away.
Yep. So a lot of that stuff would fly against another team. That they're not going to fly with this defense no more. Our secondary is for real. They're marking their territory and
Mm-hmm.
what's up,
Well,
Alex? Are you driving?
definitely not driving. Well, I'll be driving in Alabama.
There we go.
Oh.
I can hear you now. Oh, Rams went up another score on the Falcons, 14-0 now.
Whew. Anthony, my condolences after this game. I feel like the Rams are pissed off and they're going to put some points on you today.
Bro, I honestly did what Johnny did last week. I went with my head instead of my gut on my picks today. As you know earlier, when I picked the Colts to win, and look how that ended up for me.
That's not using your head though, man.
Hey, that's using mine. So
They got a tie the first week, and they didn't put any kind of points up this week. So, and they've not beaten. This is the 8th game straight that they've lost to the Jags. That means that they lost to the Jags with that other coach. the supposed coach.
Urban Meyer.
Yeah. So they were a good team last year and lost to Urban Myers. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things like we usually lose to the Saints. You know, the Saints usually lose to the Falcons.
This is weird. It's like it's like I haven't seen you guys in years. I haven't been on a single show in years.
It ain't been years.
It feels like it because I've been in Alabama. It feels like I've been in Alabama for like 6 months.
Bama Lama.
I just know. I feel like if you're a Colts fan right now, this is not what you was. This is worst case scenario how to start the season, a tie and a loss, when you have Matt Ryan and Matt Ryan has still got plenty left in the tank. You got Michael Pittman Jr. as your wide receiver. You got Taylor. There's probably, in my opinion, the best running back today. And you're 0-1-1. That's worst case scenario how to start a season.
Did you guys peep that J.K. Dobbins clap back
What?
about his injury?
I haven't paid attention to that game. I was watching Bucks.
No, it was like I think like during the week, there were like some people were like bashing his injury, saying like he's walking weird. And he was like he had like a clap back moment to it.
Jimmy Garoppolo is making waves in San Francisco now.
Oh, Garoppolo's in?
Just got a touchdown. Yep. I told you.
Ben
Trey
has
Lance
a
got
message for
injured.
you.
That's right. Can you imagine if Trey Lance is out for a while and Garoppolo leads his team? Can you imagine the controversy that's going to be when Trey Lance is healthy and ready to come back? Ooh, that's going to be fun. But you know what, Johnny, that may help out Garoppolo. If he plays really good for, like, say, if Trey Lance is out for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and Garoppolo comes in there and goes 3-1, 4-0, whatever, and put up solid numbers, there's a chance he may be traded before the trade dedeline.
It'll
I
up his
doubt
trade
that.
value.
Not after Trey Lance's injury already. They'll hold him through the season and then trade him. But
Well,
the thing is,
it'll up his trade value in the offseason.
Yeah, that too.
this is just exactly like it was with New England and Brady and oh crap.
Bledsoe? Oh, Matt
Bledsoe,
Castle?
yes.
Yeah.
Because remember, Brady got hurt. Bledsoe came in and had a great game after being out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when Brady came back, his job was still there. So, you know, I'm sorry, Ben Cornette keeps wanting to convince me that Garoppolo is going to be they're not going to go back to Garoppolo. I'm sorry, they're not going to continue that game. Not after, dude. They spent way too much money and trade value on Trey. They understand he's young. They understand he only has 18 games in his whole career. Okay, they understand these things, but they see what he can actually do.
I just
that's
want.
what you mean by it.
I wonder right now who's going to develop faster right now, Trey Lance or what's the kid out of Chicago, Justin Fields. They both have similar playing styles.
Fields has got the edge right at the moment, but I don't think he has the ceiling that Trey Lance has.
I mean you got a very good point on that.
Well, I mean, Fields has got a real edge right now because he's playing and Trey's sitting on in tent right now. So
Did they even say what the injury was?
they probably won't until tomorrow, unless it's an obvious injury.
I think Donovan Smith is like they didn't really have him out for like 2 weeks. I think.
Well, I want to say he practiced limited on Thursday, limited practice, and didn't practice at all for Friday. So it's still optimistic.
I thought he was like a game time decision. I know
he
Julio Jones was.
Yeah, got Julio, and last night's rumor mill that Julio and Russell Gage was both going to play, and then this morning Julio just couldn't go.
I guess
it's one of those things where you just gotta like, there's like being cautious before things like just so it doesn't blow up in their face.
Well, I'll say this: if Evans is suspended next week, we need Julio back. Perriman and Scotty and Russell Gage, they're not going to get it done. We need Julio.
Especially playing some Packers.
Yeah, that's what I meant against the Packers. My bad. But yeah, we got to have Julio and Russell Gage. Godwin's not going to be back if Evans is going to be suspended, which I hope not. But this is the NFL. Anything that Roger Goodell deems bad for the Shield, he will. He's going to throw down the gauntlet.
Um, you got to throw down the gauntlet. I don't care who the GM
Commissioner.
commissioner is, man. They have to do something about it because it looks bad on them. They have to get. I mean, the San Francisco game started out with a scrum. Okay.
Hmm. But he needs to. But also, you got to take into account these are rival teams. This is not the first time. It won't be the last.
Well, so is Seattle and San Francisco, and it could have been very easily. That could have been Tom Brady hurt instead of Trey Lance out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, in the same situation, basically. Not quite as violent with San Francisco, but still, you know.
Hmm.
You mess with somebody's quarterback, and Tom Brady had no business walking down the field pointing his fingers in somebody's face. You know.
Was it? See, they didn't show just the camera view they were showing on Fox. He was pointing. I thought he was pointing at an official, like pointing like one of his guys being held or something. Did not know if he was pointing at the Saints sideline or something.
Right.
So
I know Tom Brady. I love the guy, but he feels like he's Superman sometimes when he don't need to be in them situations.
Mm-hmm. He was already pissed off and irritated from the first three quarters.
Walk over and talk to the judge on the sideline about it. Don't go out down 40 yards downfield to complain.
Mm-hmm. But hell, at the end of the day, it helped us. We just hope that it didn't hurt too bad.
It worked out the way it did, but it could have worked out a lot worse. I mean, that's why I say I'm sure Evans is, and you know what, Evans could probably use some time off. He's still healing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Marshawn Lattimore, I'm sure Marshawn Lattimore will probably catch the heaviest part of that because he's the one that actually started all the chatter.
Yeah. I just if he's going to be suspended, I hope it's just one game. I hope it's not 2 or 3.
Because the next, I feel like next 3 games is Packers, Chiefs. I'm trying to remember on the top of my head.
Falcons. I think it's Falcons after Chiefs, I believe.
Not worried about the Falcons. The Chiefs are looking pretty scary, but they're always looking scary before we play them.
Yeah.
Now, they did hold up to that Chargers defense. That Chargers defense is really good, too.
Yeah. but honestly, hopefully by the time we play the Chiefs, maybe Godwin will be back. And having a healthy
4 weeks, yeah. Where do you think the Bucs can improve the most?
My honest opinion, the internal defensive line, not Vita Vea. When I say defensive line, not including Vita Vea, I'm talking about Keem Hicks, Roches, maybe consistent pressure.
Roches to that. Roches played fantastically out there, dude.
Just consistently,
But that is what I'm saying. Roches is one of the most consistent players in the middle of that line. They're doing their job. They're forcing the inside plays out. That is all you have to expect from them. Now you get these big. You can't compare what we do to what Aaron Donald and those guys do. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they use a different scheme there. Completely.
Well, here's my theory. Here's what I was saying on that though. On the first and second quarter, we was giving up chunk plays on the run game. 8 yards, 7 yards of carry.
But they were running in the B gaps. They weren't running in the A gaps there. Nobody was running downhill on them.
But that also goes back to Joe Tryon and stuff like that. That's what we're talking about. Everybody.
Back to your guards. And we know we don't have the greatest guards in the world right now.
And after watching this week's game and last week's game, we're not going to be this number one run defense. We're just not.
That's one of the things I had for improvement was the run defense.
Yeah. And offensive line be second on my list. But we'll get there once we get healthy.
I wouldn't.
When we get healthy,
we're working what we have right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. my thing is all on the offense. I don't see a problem with the defense at all right now. I mean, you're not going to give up 0 plays. You're not going to do it in any game, and it never has been done. You know, I know we get greedy and we're watching a game and it's our team and we want 0 yards gained by them, and it don't happen, dude. It just don't.
It's just the last 2 weeks, the last week and this week, when it came to the first quarter and second quarter, we like immediately right off the bat gave up chunk plays on the run game. Just kind of tighten up, and that may be something we get better on middle of the season.
Those are professionals at the top of the line of what they do, man. So on that offense.
And their offensive line last week defensive line was nothing to sneeze at either. I mean,
No.
It was pretty decent. We have played 2 pretty dang good offensive linemen. You know, our defensive linemen. When the Cowboys' offensive line and the Saints' offensive line, they're nothing to sneeze at. They're pretty damn
Think
good.
about this. Last year, when we were healthy in the playoffs, won our division, where the hell were we in that Saints game? We were blown the fuck out, dude. 0 points. 0 points.
Yeah, and the game that we should have won, we had to come back from behind. I think that was on Halloween. We should have won that one, but hell, we got behind. Was it 21-17 nothing or something?
You talking about
No,
the
against the Saints on Halloween.
I don't remember.
I think it was like 17 nothing or something like that.
I have blackouts when it comes to the Saints, man. They're just ugh. Dallas is up 14-3 on Cincinnati now.
Oh my Lord! You remember what I said about one of our predictions? Bengals won't make the playoffs.
There you go. Well, the losing team from the Super Bowl usually don't make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. That was kind of my theory on that. So things that we need to prove on next week. Keys to victory for next week against the Packers. Healthy. Yeah. Mine is hopefully offensive line and wide receiver. If we can get Julio, because we all kind of agree here. Evans probably won't be available for that game.
I want to get Gage up to speed too.
He
probably be a couple more games before Gage gets really up to speed, like he can play.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give it 3 more games for him though. That would put him at 5, and that'd still be ahead of where Gronk and them were when they started. So
yeah,
it may be longer.
Yeah, my keys for victory for the next week is pressure on Rodgers and get healthy on offensive line and get healthy on wide receiver. And I think we're going to be good. I mean, we're playing at home next week. We're finally coming home. So
Atlanta's on the board.
Was it 14-7, 14-3?
14-3. What's your prediction next week?
I don't want to make one just yet until I watch the Packers tonight. If I go by the Packers I watched last week.
I'll do a blind prediction. I think we can beat the Packers. They haven't come together yet as a team yet. See, that's why I'm taking us against them, because we haven't come together, but we've still beat 2 good teams.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I thought Dallas was crap, but they're taking it to Cincinnati right now.
If I had to make a prediction, just a blind prediction, I'm going to say 24-17 Buccaneers.
Well, I wasn't going to make a point prediction. I was just going to win or lose, but you need points. We haven't put up over 20 points yet, so I'm going to say it's going to be a low-scoring game. And
I'll give us an extra touchdown because we're playing at home. That's the only reason.
I'm going to go 20. You know what? I'm going to go 20-17. There you go. Bucks. Because, Green Bay's kind of in the same situation that we are.
They're beat up.
Mokhtari's not there. And he's never there anymore. Rodgers has no chemistry with his receivers.
The only chemistry he's got is with the media to throw his teammates under the bus.
Yeah. And see, I'm trying to play nice. You're not getting me into a rant.
Oh man, damn. I'll try again Thursday.
There you go. What else? Where's another key in that? I don't know about the Chiefs, man. I'm not going to be on Green Bay right now. One game at a time. Come on.
Yeah, I got to see more of the Chiefs right now. I'm worried about the Packers.
How many
This
people had given up on the Bucks winning this game at halftime? That's what I really want to know.
I never gave up because it was 3-0. I was just frustrated. Like, we've got to start getting something together. And then after that fight, whoo,
Well, when
well,
we first
came.
came out of halftime,
Hmm.
and right up until that fight, I was like, "Come on, guys, get it together, get it
We,
together. We gotta do
because,
this." The defense is playing great. Our
yeah,
defense was playing great, and I just wanted that offense to start clicking a little bit, just a little bit. They didn't have to do a whole lot. They just had to do a little bit, and they did with the help of that defense.
with that first half offense and the early in the second quarter, it was like we take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. We have a couple first downs and then a couple penalties or punt the ball or something
The
that frustrates
penalties were
Brady.
ridiculous, but then again, they got penalties on them
Yeah,
too.
they got the
So,
same amount like we did. I mean, it wasn't a penalty fest, but it was untimely penalties. We would have something to shoot ourselves in the foot, and just enough things to irritate Brady. And once you have a pissed off Brady, uh, is not a good thing to have.
sorry about that. I had some noise
That's
in the
fine.
background here. Um, I guess I still got noise in the background.
Yeah,
Okay.
once you piss off Brady and he's throwing helmets and tablets on the sideline, that's not a good sign. And
I'd be throwing helmets and shit too. I wanted to see him keep his cool a little bit more. But then
that
again,
that
he's got a lot of pressure on him from home life and all that other crap. So
yeah, it seemed like typical people or just typical life. The older you get, the more grumpy you get.
well, the more pressure gets on you to do for other people and shit.
And you can only imagine what Brady has to hear day in and day out.
No,
That
I
marriage
won't even try.
life,
I'm not. I don't live that life. That's a
yeah.
whole different life than I live.
Like right now, he came out of retirement. Marriage life, is something wrong with him? His face is swollen up. Is he still the same Brady?
Well,
You hear
the
this
face
shit.
swelling up thing, I think that's part of the friggin' plastic surgery, if that was true. And
Hmm.
I kind of believe it is. You can't stay looking like that forever, man.
No, but he's hearing this shit day in and day out in the media, like marriage
Yeah.
life, family
Well, that's why he
problems,
left
divorce,
that's why he left the
separating.
Patriots. If you watch that damn show he had out,
Hmm.
that's pretty much why him and Gronk they just got tired of it with the
Yep.
Patriots. The media pounding on them and shit.
Hmm.
So I try to take it easy on Brady if I can because I don't live in his world.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, everybody think maybe he's just billionaire or millionaire or whatever, and he's got this life that everybody likes to have. But behind closed doors, he's a human being like us. I mean, has the same emotions and shit going on like a lot of us. So he's not bulletproof. He's not Superman.
Well, I'm getting ready to end this. Oh, let me see if I got some things right here. I think I do. Okay, these are all from last week's. What's this? Oh yeah, Jamal Adams.
Not the first time, I don't believe. Well, I think
No,
it was a couple of seasons ago. He had a season-ending injury.
yep, it was.
I could see
Uh,
him leaving Seattle after this season, request a trade. Oh yeah,
who
they
who?
should make it.
Wait a minute.
They
Who
should.
believes that Mike Evans, even though he got kicked out of the game, is still the hero of this game?
Yeah, he is. I
I,
mean,
I that him and the defense, I think they put it together, man.
I mean, he stuck up for his quarterback.
And the team stuck up for him.
Hmm.
To me, that's exactly what happened there.
Now, you probably end of the day right now that means a lot to Brady because what we was just talking about, for all the crap that's going on in his personal life, he's still got a team that still has got his
Well,
back and will literally
well,
throw
Fournette
hands.
was in there too. I mean, Fournette actually threw
Hmm.
the first blow there. when that guy was getting a little bit too close to Tommy.
Yeah, but then you had Evans that was walking to the sideline, then turned around and saw everything going on, and was like, "Oh hell no, no."
Do you agree with that, Tristan Wirfs?
Uh, I think he should be a little bit higher, but yeah, I'll agree. Maybe
That
Trent
is his
Williams.
ranking. So,
Yeah, I would say probably better than Trent Williams.
oh man, better than Trent Williams. You're talking about the
Yeah,
best offensive lineman in football.
yeah. And hell, look what he did
I
today.
think
He went
that's a little
against
bit. I think you're being a little bit biased there.
He
Trent,
went against Cam Jordan today, and Michael and helped out with Michael Parsons last week. I think he's
he's
better than
getting there,
Trent
but
Williams.
that's his player rating. That's his actual ratings there. So
I would, if he's not better than Trent Williams, I would agree top four. He's a steal. We need, I think after next season, we need to go ahead and put him to a long-term extension, get him out of this rookie contract where no one gets him.
yeah, he's going to get an extension.
hmm I
Shaq
have no,
Barrett.
and I have no problem with this.
This I thought would surprise Bucks fans because they're always dogging Shaq Barrett. Just because he's not getting 18, 19 sacks, he don't mean he's not doing his friggin' job. He's doing his job better than any of these guys. Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, and Jeffrey Simmons. Every one of them would, if you just ask people out in the open, say who do you think's better, and name them people off. Every one of them would say they'd say Myles Garrett or Micah Parsons is all. Jeffrey Simmons 100% would be better. But right there's your grades, dude.
I wonder. I have a question proposed for the Broncos fan. Hey, Broncos fan, how do you feel about letting Shaq Barrett walk? I mean, not a great
Well,
decision.
it's probably about the same decision as they had when they had to let Vaughn
Walmart,
walk.
true, but they probably could have had him on a cheaper contract. I mean, he had decent numbers when he got to play. You would think they
Vaughn
could see some
wants
potential.
Vaughn wants to follow the rings now. He's played his art off. He's going to be a Hall of Famer more than likely, and now he just needs to add the rings to it, kind of like what Dominican Sue did.
I was talking about Shaq Barrett, about Broncos letting him go. They could have kept him on a lower contract. I mean, when he got to play there, he had potential.
He wouldn't have played until Vaughn left.
That's right. He was behind Von Miller.
Shaq's getting up in age too, so he didn't want to. He was behind two people, man. So he didn't want to. He didn't want to go keep playing there and not get any recognition of playtime.
I'm glad he's part of a Buccaneer. He's a
Jason,
force.
Jason's pretty swayed, man.
Yep. What's up, Jason?
Sorry, it's just part of us tonight, Jason. Um, okay, so my players of the game, my heroes of the game,
Mm-hmm.
Mike Evans, and the defense, the entire defense.
I honestly can't disagree with that. I can't really pick anybody at Mike Evans, the entire defense, and Tristan Wirth.
Yeah.
What's up, Jason? Got to put in Tristan Wirth on that
I
play.
can't just put it on Tristan Wirth because the entire offensive line played much better than they were expected to.
Oh yeah, well, I thought Brady was going to get slaughtered to start this game.
And they held up that blind side. They played
Mhm.
that blind side pretty damn well. And he did well. He got 2 sacks. There was 2 sacks on him, which is too much normally. But
Yeah.
with what that entire left side was decimated. So
And yeah, the first part of that game, I would say the first quarter, you could tell Brady was expecting heat and pressure. He had the happy feet, what I like to call it. Uh, but it seemed like after the fight, or after the halftime, especially after the fight, he started to settle down. But that first quarter, he he didn't want to hold the ball. I guess he was expecting heat to come, and we held up. I mean, we did better than expectation.
yes, very much so. Okay. Um, oh, we got 1 more minute, and we have been on here 60 minutes. So, want to go ahead and end this early. Now that we're getting more people involved here, I guess we can recap the scores of the day.
Yeah.
Bucs win 20-10 over the New Orleans Saints. Let me go through the finals. Um, uh, of course, Chargers were beaten by Kansas City 27-24. The Dolphins came back in the final moments and beat the Ravens 42-38 in a shootout. Who would have thought that? Two
Mm-hmm.
defensive teams going in and having a shootout like that. Um, the Browns lost to the Jets 31-30, 61 points in that game. So the over was probably good for you. The Lions, my co-host Alex Loosemore's team, pulls it out 36-27 over Washington. The Jags finish off the Colts 24-0.
That's a big surprise, especially the Colts didn't even muster at least 3 points.
It's only a surprise if you haven't been watching them, man. Those the Colts own the Jaguar. I mean, the Jaguars own the Colts. Um, New York pulls it off. The Giants pull it off against the Panthers, 19-16 in a low-scoring affair. Uh, the Patriots beat the Steelers. Oh, that killed me.
Mm-hmm.
17-14 by 3 points. And that's it for the final scores. The scores I'm looking at right now: San Francisco's up 13-0 over Seattle. Denver and Houston are tied up in the second. Las Vegas 10-0 over Arizona right at the moment. That's not really a surprise.
No,
The Rams
Arizona.
over Atlanta right now 14-3 is not really a surprise.
Mm-mm.
Dallas over Cincinnati is kind of a surprise. 14
That
to
is,
3
yeah, that's a surprise. Big time surprise.
and they just got a sack on Burrows too. So that's it for that right now. We will see you guys Thursday. Hopefully, we get our little cast together. And have a great day, guys, and enjoy the
Yep.
rest of football today.